so much involved with these dogs. They were bred to be killers. Their jaws were so massive so they could rip the flesh off the bones. And this dog had her lower jaw in my mouth, and it looks like, when you soak a pork chop overnight so you can get it thawed out fast. And I don't know what he did, but it's up in the mouth, and it just ripped it to shreds. And one of the teeth was in the corner of my eyeball, and if it had been a quarter of an inch up further, it would have busted both my eyeballs. And if it had been down just a little bit more, it would have been in my jugular.
Take me back before the attack. What happened?
My 13-year-old son and I had gone to a family friend. He had been in family for several years, and he had just suffered the loss of his girlfriend. And we were there just, spending some time trying to remember happy times. And the owner got up and told me he could go to the restroom, and he got up and walked out of the room. Well, as he got up to walk out of the room, the one Pitbull, the larger male, kind of followed him. But as the male Pitbull got off the couch, he stepped on the back of the puppy. And the puppy was laying there with his little legs out and his little tail down, and he goes, "Ah!" And like a rattlesnake. I mean, it was like you have to show it in real slow speed to catch it. It was like I didn't even see the dog move. I felt the power, and it just took my head, and it had its lower jaw in my mouth, and its upper jaw with her teeth right here, you could see. And she just yanked and just pulled, and as she pulled up, she just shook my head like you're trying to mix up a chocolate shake or something, and it's slow motion and instantaneous all at the same time, because my son had talked me into letting him go next door and play Xbox. And I was like, thank God my baby's not here, because he would have never thought anything wrong about walking over and picking up a puppy. And they had several puppies, but all of them died from parvo except two. And, so my son is a really wonderful kid, but he's small framed, and this lasted about 25 to 30 seconds, and hundreds of stitches and blood. I grabbed a rag and I put it on my face. It was laying on the arm of the couch, and I screamed, "Get in here! Call 911! I need help! Hurry!" And he managed to get in there and grab the dog, and the male dog got back on the couch, and the male dog saved my life. He yanked that dog, his front paw, this is where he was pushing, trying to pull the female dog off of me. And that's how much force just from his foot. And he grabbed the female dog, and he pulled her off, and the owner grabbed the back of the collar and just slung her over to the side. And immediately the male dog went over and laid down, cowering by the door. I mean, they were raised as house puppies. And they weren't raised and trained. They weren't fought. They weren't, raised to be aggressive. But it's in their nature, and they're so massive. And a lot of places require that you have at least a $500,000 rider on your homeowner's insurance to cover something like this if it happened. And I did have insurance, but when my husband died, the COBRA copay versus my widow's survivor benefits were too much for me to handle, and the insurance was dropped, and I don't have any insurance, and I don't know how we're going to get through this. I know somehow, some way it's going to work out, but I want my kids to go to school. I want them to have a future, and we don't have money socked back in an account somewhere. This is taking our light bill money to get prescriptions filled when we get out of here. And I just want people to know that they grow up. They're not the cute little, fluffy little puppies forever, and they grow up and their natural instincts kick in. And this mother was trying to be maternal, but that doesn't make it okay. This is not okay. Somebody needs to be responsible for this, and it's not my fault. And I didn't do it. And this animal is a dumb animal. And there has to be a human who is going to be able to stand up and say, I'm going to help. And I don't know if there's a task force anywhere for victims, but it seems to me that when somebody comes in just gushing blood and having to have their clothes cut off of them in front of people, then they should automatically notify somebody that's going to come and tell my mama that it's going to be okay, that there are resources available to help. But so far, I don't know what those resources are. Dr. Pacuna has assured me that he's not going to worry about my insurance exactly at this moment, that he's going to make sure I'm okay. He's been a godsend. I've heard his name several times before from other people who he's treated, and their scar lines were so minimal. And I pray that my body cooperates and that we can get through this as quickly and as easily as we can. But I don't think the word easy is in my vocabulary right now.
During that day or during the time that you was there, did you have any interaction with the mother dog?
The mother dog was laying on the floor, and when I first came in, the owner picked up the puppy, and the mother dog growled while looking at me, but he was like, sassy, and she laid her head down. So I reached out and stroked the puppy one little time. I said, this is Mama.
Did you ever let the mother dog sniff you to get familiar with you?
I was sitting on the floor, less than the distance then from here to this end of the bed, and I didn't show fear. I was conscientious of being pit bulls because of their reputation, but I wasn't afraid because I didn't feel that I had a reason for fear. But she raised up and looked down at the puppy a couple of times, and the male dog got up on the couch showing, this is my house. And I have dogs. I respect that they are trying to show this is my house. But not your blood is for me to eat if I think you're going to do something, or, I can lunge at you anytime I want and just kill you.
Take me. You grabbed the phone, you called 911.
After about 3 attempts, I got through.
What was your friend doing?
He was just in shock. He was just in shock, and I'm pulling the phone, and he's like, let me see. And I'm like, no, because it wasn't just bleeding. It was going up and coming down on my arm. It was just very extreme amount of blood.
Take me, you dial 911, the ambulance get there, tell me.
No, I don't know. I dialed 911 and I'm screaming, a pit bull attacked me, get here, hurry, help me. Everything went great, and I lost consciousness in the ambulance after I yanked on the man's arm. He said, I don't know her name, I don't know her history, and I'm telling him, giving him a phone number to call, and he finally figured it out that that's what I was doing. And even, we play what if with my kids. What would you do if this happened? And always be prepared with a phone number and make sure your kids know how to get in touch with somebody. And they got through, and by the time the ambulance got here, my family was already arriving. And everything, I remember somebody asking me if they could cut my clothes off, and I said yes, and I don't remember anything else until I woke up in this room, and Dr. Pacuna standing down at the end of the bed and telling me that everything went really well. And I couldn't imagine when I started going unconscious. I thought I died.